I think that we can veer into another conversation, still on elections, but not with the GBA. Mutala Inusa is still here with me, but this one has to do with our general elections. We've been joined over the telephone line now by Dr. Asa Asante. He is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana and also the director of the Center for European Studies. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on the Morning Star.
You're welcome.
I hope you're well.
I'm well, now. How are you?
I am well, thank you for asking. So we're starting off with a conversation relating to the Electoral Commission and then demands made by the NDC for a forensic audit or an independent audit of the register because they have some concerns in relation to it. On Friday, the Electoral Commission, or last week rather, the Electoral Commission addressed the press and said that the call for the audit is premature. What are your thoughts? Are you in the camp of those who think that, well, the EC has nothing to lose? They can go ahead and, conduct this audit because it will engender further confidence and trust in them? Or you think that this is much ado about nothing?
Oh, I think that what the NDC is saying in terms of the discrepancies which they have, alerted the EC on, and which the EC has also admitted same, is the right call to, let them know that these are the problems. And obviously, the party has spoken about its position that they want audit. Yeah. My position is that if the EC accepts that it's a feather in their cap, it allows transparency to be improved and it enhances the whole electoral process. On the other hand, if the EC decides that, look, I'm not going to budge and that I'm going to do the needful and then hand over all the documents to the parties for scrutiny and confirmation of all those things, that's also fine. At the end of the day, what I want to know, and that is what Ghanaians want to know, is that the register is fit for purpose and that there is no problem associated with it, and that when it is used to administer the election, everybody will have the confidence that it deserves and will, support the whole process. And at the end of the day, whoever wins, we congratulate him, and whoever loses, that person will go and prepare for another election. That is, for me, that is the bottom line.
But then again, at the moment, the Electoral Commission says it is premature, and they insist that the NDC has not given them the materials they need, and also made comments to the effect that perhaps this is the first time the NDC is taking interest in the voter exhibition exercise or the register, to be specific, because in 2016, one would have thought that the NDC would have called for an audit of the register, which contained plants and animals representing people. Doc?
No, I lost you a little bit, so
okay.
I missed some of the
yes
things that you said.
Yes,
you can recap them for me.
Yes, I was asking that. What are your thoughts on the posturing of the Electoral Commission? The EC has said emphatically that they don't think that an audit is what is needed at this point in time, and they go on to even say that perhaps this is the first time the NDC is taking interest in the register, because in 2016 there were plants and animals representing people on the register.
I'm having difficulties. There are breaks in your conversation, so I'm losing your thoughts.
Okay, I think we'll try and re-establish contact with you. Hopefully that one would be better. So we'll try and reconnect with Dr. Asa Asante. Hopefully the connection will be better and he will hear me, and then we can proceed with the conversation. We are talking to him on a number of issues. We're talking about the register and the demand for the NDC, the demand by the NDC for a forensic audit. We'll also touch on the issue of Galamsey, and now a committee being set up to look into the matter and find a way forward in dealing with this canker. Let's try one more time. Hopefully the line does not feel us. Dr. Asante, can you hear me? Is it clearer now? Doc, can you hear me?
Yes, it's loud and clear now.
It's clear. Okay. Yes. I was saying that at this point in time, the EC has been very specific. They say that the call for a forensic audit is premature. They say that the NDC just talked about the discrepancies and did not give them the documents of the evidence to back it. And then they say that it appears as though this may be the first time the NDC is taking interest in the voter register, because in 2016 there were plants and animals in there representing humans, and one would have thought that the NDC would have called for an audit then, and it never did. Doc?
I miss a whole lot. Now, I think your line is problematic today. And you speak, and there are breaks. And,
okay. All right.
I lose.
Okay. Perhaps I'll just keep it short. What are your thoughts on the posturing of the EC on the demand for the audit?
Still a difficulty.
Still a difficulty. Okay, we'll try and try and rectify it, and then
you make one statement, and otherwise that follow. I lose them, so I'm not able to connect them very well to know what exactly what you are saying. I will only hear maybe the beginning, and then miss some sentences in there, and later I hear something. So now I'm not able.
Okay, so let's try. Let me try one more time. Hopefully, it's better. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
I'm asking your thoughts on the posturing of the EC to the demand.
Try.
What are your thoughts on the posturing of the EC to the demand for the audit?
Oh, I think that I have said it already, but I will repeat it. That, yes, whatever positions that the two, entities have taken, I'm talking about EC and then the NDC, each one is right. But for me, if the EC can sit at table with NDC and trash this thing, fine. If the EC also believes that it can do the homework and at the end of the day submit the whole process to the scrutiny of the IPAC members, that's also fine. All that I want is that at the end of the day, there will not be any doubt whatsoever in the minds of any of the actors, i.e. the political parties, in the quality of the register. If that problem is removed, I think we are home and dry.
One of the concerns many have raised, for instance, is that some of the utterances of the Electoral Commission does not foster how would I call it? Does not foster or encourage cordiality between the Commission and, for instance, the political parties. This time around, specifically the NDC. And I was making reference to a portion of their statement where they say that in 2016 there were plants and animals in the register, but then again the NDC did not call for an audit at that time. What do such utterances do to the quest of the Electoral Commission to have people trust them or reduce the mistrust between itself and the NDC?
I think that the EC must be measured and tempered with their language and be able to speak in such a way that it will always engender confidence in the whole process. There's no point if you speak in such a way that the recipient of the message, at least one of the groups, feels so pain and all that. Once as a body that want to work alongside with IPAC, I believe that their language must reflect that type of expectation. So I expect the EC to tone down in some of these things and then ensure that there is a constant dialogue between itself and then IPAC members. That will really do the trick for the EC and for the entire society.
At the moment, the NDC is going to stage a nationwide protest from tomorrow to pile pressure on the EC to conduct the audit. I mean, beyond they expressing their grievances and demonstrating, will it yield any results? The Electoral Commission, for instance, says that demonstration.
Demonstrations, guaranteed by the 1992 Constitution. So it is within the right of the NDC to demonstrate.
Yes, I was coming to the point
when
where
they demonstrate.
Yes, I was coming to the point where the EC says that yes, you want to demonstrate, but it will not solve the credibility issues you're raising. So rather, come, let's have a conversation.
Struggling
Doc.
to hear.
Okay. I think that would have to try again, so that it will hopefully is better. Can you hear me?
Maybe reconnect.
Okay, let's try and reconnect then. Let's try and reconnect. This is still the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. It appears as though our telephone lines today are not our best allies. We'll try again. Hopefully, Dr. Asasante hears me clearly. If not, we'll have to abort mission, unfortunately. This is still the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM. When you are having a conversation, the other party cannot hear you. Let me try one more time. Let me see if he will hear me clearly this time around. Doc, can you hear me? Dr. Asasante?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me, Doc? Hello, Doc?
Hello?
Well, unfortunate.
Wait. From 6 to 6, we stone some bricks, build a future risque, I'm a stone and flicks. I barely no sleep, hit me some way. Boys, I bread all week, hit me some way. Price of living no be cheap, hit me some way. But thank God it's Friday, maybe Jimmy needed a doom so, some way.
All right.
Hit me some way.
Let me try another time. This time around, we have another person on the telephone line. Let's see if that will work. We're going to speak to the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on the Morning Star.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me, sir, clearly?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, great. So you are going ahead with your protest tomorrow?
Very well. We are ready. Very, very much ready for the protest tomorrow. It's going to be one of the huge demonstrations that Ghana has experienced before across the country, because it's going to be 16 regions demonstration against this incompetent, manipulative electoral coalition.
Those are very strong words to have against the Electoral Commission. The Commission says that you should come for all of you to sit down and have a conversation, and that demonstrations will not necessarily solve the issues you're raising with the register.
Yeah, we start with the Electoral Commission. We had discussions with them. We did presentation before them. We asked that they should allow you, the media, to come and join so that you can have a speech. And they refused. They objected to that. And the Electoral Commission, which is supposed to be a transparent, fair Electoral Commission, rather chose opacity. They didn't want you people to come over. Yet we met them. We did demonstration of how they manipulated the register. Not that we didn't show them anything. So when they come out and telling the whole world that we didn't present anything to them, what kind of presentation do they want? We show them all the power. Even show them the software we use to analyze the register. If they were minded and have serious IT people, they would have used the same software to find out whether we are saying is true or not. How can they want us to do their work for them?
Okay.
We told them point blank. And they made us to understand that they have done some work already with the register. They have cleaned all the anomalies and all that. Then we asked them, then give us your corrected version. We gave them our hard drive, 2 terabytes, at that meeting. Then give us a copy of the corrected version. Sure, you have corrected everything. Give us a copy of it. We will go and study it. And then if everything is okay on it, then we are good to go. Up to now, they have not handed over those things. So who are they fooling?
The EC's major argument is that you talked about your challenges, but you did not provide evidence. Did you leave any documents with them after the meeting?
Yes, it was very clear in the meeting. We made them very clear when they demanded. We told them, look, you cannot create the problem, and we'll still expect you to correct. We won't allow you because you have a penchant of coming out with different lies every day. And so we needed an audit. That is why we called for the audit. If we are giving it to them, why should we call for audit again? If they hand it over to them, why should we call for audit? When Sami Awuku held press conference in 2016 and told the whole world that the register was dirty, people's names were removed from all the 10 regions and across, and was calling on Peace Council and other things to be interested in the register because NDC and Electoral Commission were preparing to rig the election through the register. And it was followed by Dr. Baumia 80,000 Togolese episode. What did Shalose do? Shalose formed a committee headed by Justice Crab to do the investigation. That was an audit. Unless you are now to give me the meaning of audit.
So that is your point you're using to counter the EC's claim to counter the EC's claim that there's never been an audit of the register.
Of course, that's why I'm saying that. Unless they are now trying to give us a new definition of audit. If audit was not conducted, how did they get to know that there was no 80,000 Togolese in the register? How did they get to know that Sami Awuku issues was not an issue? In any case, when the Ramadan guy of PNC, then now MPP, went to Supreme Court about this NHI issue, and they asked them to remove it, how did they remove it? What are they talking about? You see, so when these people speak, you have to watch them carefully. They have something to hide. That is why they are doing all these things. Why are they running away from the audit? When Charles Osei did it in 2016, everybody was okay. They went ahead and won the election. Meanwhile, today, the same commissioners are telling us that in 2016, the register had trees and animals in it. Jesus Christ. So trees and animals voted for Nana-Addo to become president of Ghana, not human beings. That's what this commission is telling us. And the one who read that thing benefited from it because as soon as the trees elected the president, that president made him a commissioner of the electoral commission. What kind of country is this?
The concern that has been raised by others is that why is it that there's so much mistrust of the commission, especially from the opposition side? You know, depending on whichever of the parties is in the opposition, there's a serious mistrust between that party and the Electoral Commission. And then when the tables turn and that same party in opposition gets into government, all of a sudden the Electoral Commission becomes a sweetheart. What exactly is the problem?
Yes, look, we are comparing apples with oranges. They are not the same. When we're in power and these people were making all their noises and all over the places, we allowed the Electoral Commission to form a committee to investigate the matter. We didn't interfere in the matter. We didn't ask the Electoral Commission not to do that audit, to do that investigation. We allowed the Electoral Commission to go ahead with their work. And by forming that Justice Crab Committee, seasoned people, 5 of them, We didn't interfere. We rather went there and made presentations before the committee, although we're in power. Suffice us to say, what are we seeing now? Is it the same one we are seeing? An electoral commission that is made up of all, in fact, 3/4 of them are all NPP people. So you can best describe the electoral commission as it is constituted now as a wing of NPP. That is why they are in the forefront defending them like that.
But that is extreme. It cannot be that all of the people there happen to be.
I can run you down.
Mr. Computer, my name is Nadidi Teti.
Nadidi.
Yes, please.
I can profile them for you. If I'm lying, you let me know. Apiahini is sitting down there. Was he not the director of IT of MPP, Bono region? Was he not? Didn't you write against him his appointment?
Is that one of the reasons? Is that one of the reasons creating the mistrust?
I am saying that apart from these people being NPP, their own behavior, limited registration. Did you see the kind of figures they were churning out? Is it not the same electoral committee that was churning out wrong figures? You remember your reporters were reporting all these things. When we caught them, they came out and apologized. Later on, they came and told the whole world that they were using coral draw to do this. Jesus Christ. This commission, and you want us to trust that commission? With all the huge dollars being pumped into that commission, they still use coral draw. Who uses coral draw in this world again? And that coral draw is used for what? It's a software meant for designing.
For graphics, yes.
Graphics. It's not meant for what they were trying to use it for. Who used coral draw for additions and all that? So these are the problems we are having with this electoral commission. They are just, in fact, either they are incompetent or deliberately incompetent. In fact, I'll go for the second one.
Deliberately incompetent in whose interest?
Yes.
What interest will it serve if they are being deliberately incompetent? Incompetent to the sense that they know the work, but they are deliberately being incompetent.
That is what I'm saying. That they are deliberately incompetent because they know what they are doing. You cannot just go and pick 243,000 plus of old data of 2023 and dump it into this current register and expect that exhibition should see it. Which exhibition will go and see that? If not Eagle Eye from the NDC. They were going to give heads up to MPP by 243,000 votes free. That's what they were trying to do. I don't think we don't know this scheme.
At this point in time, the EC has said that they think that an audit is premature. It does not look like they are in favor of one. Should they decide that we are not going to conduct an audit, what are the other alternatives for the NDC beyond your protest?
Yes, we have other plans for them. We are all Ghanaians, so we are all Ghanaians. This country doesn't belong to the Mensa-led Electoral Commission and MPP. We are all Ghanaians. And we want to put this in their head. That look, if they refuse this audit and other thing, we have other plans for them. We are keeping it under our sleeves.
Okay, so tomorrow is the protest day for the NDC, and you say it's nationwide, all the 16 regions?
Yes, all the 16 regions. We are hitting the roads tomorrow. All the 16 regions. We want to bring the country to a standstill tomorrow so that the whole world will see the kind of commission we have.
And for Accra, for example, Greater Accra region, which routes are you using?
We will start from Circle or Brassport. We'll start from Brassport, go to Farisco, and then straight to go into Parliament. In fact, we are presenting a petition to Parliament. The Speaker will be there to receive it. From there, then we'll hit the Electoral Commission, their head office. Then we'll give them another petition there. That's what we'll terminate.
The EC has said that it is premature to have an audit. You think they'd be ready to receive a petition from you?
If they don't receive the petition, the office will receive it. Who told them it's premature? Was it premature in 2016 when Baumia was talking of 80,000 Togolese? He was talking of 80,000. Today we are talking of over almost 1 million votes that you have manipulated in the register, and they are talking of premature. Didn't they accept it? They themselves accepted the errors. Bosman in the press conference accepted it. When they held the press conference, they were running away from those things. Didn't they accept it? That yes, there's an error in this, and they are corrected. If there are no errors, what are you correcting? And they're asking you that come and then sit, let an audit look at it, a third party, so that all of us will come and make appearance before it, and we'll look at the register and we all have level playing ground. You are saying you won't accept it. It's premature. What are you hiding? Are you not the one who is saying transparency is your hallmark?
And with regard to, for instance, the Electoral Commission, they have said that they can invite you for a meeting today. Are you ready to go? They say that if you have they first of all, wait, have they invited you to a meeting today? Have they?
We've already held a meeting with them. And in that meeting, both of us concluded that they were going to give us their corrected version. We handed over our external drive to them in that meeting. Give us the corrected version. You say you have corrected the register with all the anomalies we have raised. Give us a copy of it so that we'll go and look at it. Up till now, they have not given us back our external drive. What are they calling us for? To do what again? To do what again? We told them we needed an audit, forensic audit.
So for you, you think that the meetings you are done? Okay.
We needed a re-exhibition of your corrected register. Did you hear the Director of Electoral Service in one of your sister platforms just this weekend? Did you hear what he said? That they are not going to re-exhibit. We are not going to re-exhibit. Okay. So you've corrected something, that huge anomaly. You don't want Ghanaians to see what you have corrected. So that we now see that this is now a better register. You are hiding it. You want to spring a surprise on Ghanaians come December 7th. It won't happen.
Now, the EC says if you are ready today, they can have a meeting with you. Are you saying that that meeting you had with them has settled what your issues are and you don't require another meeting? All you need is for the audit to be done. Is that it?
Dear, I always call you dear because you are my dear. Why are they calling us back again for a meeting? To do what again? To tell us that what? If they are ready for the audit, finito. They should set the committee, get a team to do the audit, then we'll come and appear before them. Is this one too difficult for them? Is it a difficult thing for them? Charlotte said they didn't find it difficult in setting up Justice Scrap Committee. Charlotte said she did it. She didn't find it any difficulties. She didn't hesitate in forming that committee. And the NPP, they were comfortable with it. After that, they went ahead and won the election. Why is Jean Mensa running away from it? Why is she uncomfortable when you hear audit? Why are they uncomfortable? What have they done? They fear audit.
Now, there are others who have said that, listen, the NDC is only crying wolf because they know within their hearts that this is an election they are going to lose. And so they are preparing the grounds for, something to tell their supporters when they lose come December 7, by telling them that, see, the odds were deliberately skewed, were skewed to an extent that it was not in our favor. Reason we did not win this election.
Let me tell you, the NDC is winning this election massively. In fact, the magnitude of win is what we are protecting now. Not about winning, it's the magnitude. This terrible government that you have here, that has destroyed every facet of our life. You are still thinking that this MPP will win this election. Every right-thinking Ghanaian will know that anybody who makes such a claim, it appears the person is coming from Jupiter. With this terrible economy that we are going through in Ghana, people still think that NPP will win this an election. Jesus Christ. We are just looking at the magnitude, not about the win. Winning, the NDC will win, but the magnitude is what these people are trying to prevent. And we will not allow that. We want to win them with a very huge margin. That is what we are doing. In any case, aren't our supporters aware that their names have been removed from the register, transferred to other constituencies without their knowledge? Haven't they seen that? Hasn't Bosman also accepted in the press conference that, yes, there was a pardon of voters, old data of 2023 added to the 2024 the transfer? Are we making up figures for them? Are we making up figures for Ghanaians? I'm asking this is a simple question for them. So who is making up stories? They issue themselves accepted that there's a problem with the register and that they are doing corrections. And somebody will sit somewhere and telling us that we are making up story because we think that we're going to lose election. Lose which election? Let them hold the election in the election. Today, let them bring, even at your station, bring a ballot box there and let people vote there and you see who will win the election there. People are yearning for December 7th to come. They're just praying that tomorrow perhaps should be December 7th. And we throw away this government and have our peace. And there are some people are sitting down and making up their stories. They should let us have our peace and concentrate on this terrible electoral commission who are trying to manipulate the register to just, when people are saying that they want to win the election by strategy, this is a strategy they are talking about. They knew that they had their men at the electoral commission and there are small boys at the IT department who are just sitting there manipulating the data every now and then. And they think that we are going to sit aside. Let them not allow this audit. There is a bigger audit coming ahead of them. They are only deferring the audit if they don't allow it now. That audit will ultimately come on after them. Even after 2025, 2024 December 7, 2025, there will be audit on these officers.
Mr. Tanko, thank you very much for speaking to us. We're grateful,
I'm grateful too.
for speaking to us. You had us speak to Dr. Tanko Computer. He's a Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the opposition NDC. And they say that they are going ahead with their protest tomorrow. And the EC, if it has nothing to hide, they should go ahead and conduct the audit. They will continue to pile pressure on the EC until the audit is done. And if it's not done, they say they have other plans in place to get the EC to act. So we have a message from a listener. He says that Alhaji Tanko is right. Last week, my family of 4 had their names transferred without their consent. What do you think would have happened on election day? Only God knows how many people will have similar problems all over the country. And that is the issue many people have. I didn't go for the voter exhibition. So what if I go in my vote? Well, I am very confident my vote is still intact at my center. Let's go back onto the telephone line and speak to Dr. Asa Asante. I pray and hope that he can hear me and the line is clear. Doc, can you hear me? Good morning once again to you.
Good morning, Na.
Thank God. So, yes. Let me take off from where we left off. I asked the question in relation to the posturing of the EC in terms of its utterances in the light of the demands for an audit of the register. For instance, the EC says that there were plants and animals in 2016. You didn't take an issue with that. What does that do to the quest to engender confidence and trust between the EC and political parties? In this case, specifically the NDC, which is the main opposition party.
I think that the EC language should be decorous and measured so as to engender good rapport between itself and the NDC and by extension the whole members of the IPAC. This exercise of ensuring that the register is fit for purpose, it's in the interest of everybody. So you don't want to do something that you antagonize the whole people that you work with. Even if your intentions are good, but the language can also be problematic. So I believe that going forward, they need to be mindful of the language and make sure that whatever comes out of their mouth is nothing but something that will, ensure that there is cooperation and gender and all that. After all, the two parties are all fighting for the interests of this country. So I don't see why there should be antagonism and the rest of them. We all want a fit for purpose register that will stand the test of time and will be able to deliver the public good come December 7th.
Well, at the moment, the EC says that the call is premature and also demonstrations will not be the way to go, and the NDC should come to the table. The NDC says that they've had their meetings already with them. They don't think there's anything new to add to what they told the EC at the last meeting, but then they should get their IT persons and the independent auditors to do the audit of the register. And they say they are going to go ahead with the protest until the Electoral Commission pays heed to their demand. Now, should it happen that this audit is not done, does it in any way have any implications for the elections?
Well, that is the request of the NDC. One would have thought that they will be able to, sit down and then do whatever auditing there is. But if that doesn't happen and the EC want to find a way of doing it on its own, I think that the logical consequence of that, their action in that direction, is to, at the end of the day, finish all the political parties, including the NDC, with what they have done, for NDC to also scrutinize and then, see for yourself whether the work has been done or not. At the end of the day, all the two parties, NDC, EC, I am sure that they are working in the interest of this country, and that is why I think that they should must have common ground of addressing this issue, because at the end of the day, each of the entities, particularly the NPC, must be satisfied that the register is fit for purpose, and the EC itself must also be satisfied that what is, taken out for the public in terms of the register is also is in good shape.
Another issue that some others have raised, or for instance the NDC has been raising, is that this commission has committed a number of errors, especially when it comes to numbers and stuff like that. Not once, not twice. And so it makes it difficult for people to make a case for the Electoral Commission. They make reference to the 2020 results being, the figures being changed at least 2 or 3 times. And then the limited voter registration exercise, the numbers, the EC subsequently coming up to apologize and say that they were using Coral and now they're using Excel. Some say that these incidents, make it easy for people to question the credibility of the Electoral Commission. Do these people have a case for those who make references to these instances?
Oh, but nobody can change the past. Things that have been done in the past remain things that were done. And so if those things did occur, EC cannot run away from that. But what is expected of EC that at all times it should be able to engender confidence in the whole electoral process. Because failure to do this, you are going to undermine the whole process. So if there are problems with the process, you fix it. Apologies do not solve problems, but fix it so that you don't apologize. For me, that's my principle. Fix the problem, don't apologize. If you have made an error and you apologize, please move on ahead and then fix the problem so that another apology will not come.
Is the EC listening? From where you sit, do you think the EC is listening?
Well, to some extent you can say yes, to some extent you can say no. Let me give you an example of the yes factor I'm talking about. You recall when the NDC at first said that they have found some discrepancies, the EC was quick to come to air and said that, look, that is not true. NDC complained that there were some BVD machines that have gone missing. They say it's not true. When they talk about the figures, the discrepancies in the register, they doubted until NDC also moved forward with their evidence and then they accepted. That you can say that, yes, then you are listening. But when the other one saying no, you want to find out whether they are listening and the response is no. No in the sense that, yes, if you are doing the best and you are getting certain suggestions and they are good, why not? The issue of what? listening to NDC and saying, look, let us sit down and then, look at this register and do all the audits, because we have done that before in time past and all that. That is also an example that also feed into the area of no. So it's a difficult thing, but all that I'm saying is that it shouldn't be. What it has to be, the situation is that if there's any problem, I believe that there's always a way out. And the way out is that the two parties must sit down and then address their concern. And whatever means possible, there is. If one person wants to take an approach that will also produce a certain result, at the end of the day, it must be verified by the other, so that the other will also say that, yes, what you said you have done, you have indeed done it. So that is how I see it.
Away from the Electoral Commission and the register-related issues, let's focus on the issue of Galamsey. There's a new committee that has been set up to look into the matter and then find the way forward, amongst others. Many people have said, another committee? Do we need another committee to fix this? What do you think?
I think from the word go, the government has failed as a legitimate government, armed with the power, all the powers that be, to deal with this problem head on. All that we have heard in that direction is much ado about nothing. Because for me, the evidence is what we see on the surface of water bodies. The evidence is what we see in front of, in the forests that are meant to be reserve forests and the rest of them. What is the government doing? The government must act, and act very fast. It doesn't need anybody to tell the government that, look, this thing is no. What we are experiencing, what we are seeing, is a disaster that we are playing with, because the content of these pollutants, as soon as they get into water bodies and get into, aquatic life and food in general, we are all at risk. And what is the government position on that? So far, from where I sit, I don't see much effort. So this committee, what is this committee going to do differently from what we have seen relative to Galam stop, relative to even government-owned policy towards this? There should be a pragmatic solution to deal with the problem head on. And that, it's for me, it is not this type of committee that will be able to handle this. I believe that they should look at more important means of addressing it head on, because you can have this committee. Remember, we had committee before and it never worked. So this time around, they should move beyond committee and come out with something that will really stem the tide.
And what do you think could be one of those things that could really address this issue of illegal mining?
Obviously, the government must be courageous to implement the laws governing the whole mining business to the letter, without fear or favor. That's it. And you should call out those who are in there, in the party and in the government, that are complicit with this. It is the best way out, so that once you're able to do that, dealing with the general public relative to that problem becomes something easier to handle, right? Then they must, re-strategize, making sure that you look for an effective solution. And for me, I think the exclusion of the chiefs from all these processes over the years has never helped matters. What about if you take these people out of this area? Where are you going to place them? Remember, it is also a problem that you need to also handle with tact, because when you take them away from that place, you should be able to put them into, proper ventures that will create a means of livelihood for them and the rest of them. As a thought of that, government has to think through and find something that will stand the test of time.
Now, from illegal mining, we'll just briefly touch base with issues relating to politics and on the running mates of the flag bearer of the NPP, Dr. Matthew Pogu Prempeh. He's been making quite a number of comments, and the latest one being that Ashantis who vote for the NDC are nation wreckers. Many say he's causing more problems for the flag bearer than expected, or than he should. He should be adding to their fortunes, but rather seems to be pushing many people away. First of all, what do you make of the comments he's made that Ashantis who vote for the NDC are nation wreckers, first of all?
I don't know why NAPO want to take that path. I mean, is it the case that he doesn't have message or what? I mean, these are things you don't say them. They're unfortunate and very unnecessary. You don't need them in political discourse. Don't you have message that you will sell it out to the people to ponder over and then give you a response in terms of what? Their comments, reactions, and ultimately their votes. That is the way to go. For me, it is when you lack message, then you begin to go on that tangent, saying things that will reduce your fortunes and the rest of them. I think he must be called to order within the party, and then let him know about some of the negative or the negative consequences of his actions. It is not enough for you to be a running mate, but you must always bear in mind that you are coming to complement the ticket of the flag bearer. Is it a good addition? What he's doing, will it inure to the benefit of the party? Concentrate on messages that resonate with the people. Concentrate on messages that are real and they deal with the problems of the society, and concentrate with messages that give hope to the people in this difficult period. And for me, that is the way to go.
Just to make a quick correction, he said voters in the Ashanti region. I suspect that there are two different things: voters in the Ashanti region, and then Ashantis voting for the NPP. So voters in the Ashanti region that vote the NDC are nation wreckers. Is the impact the same?
Oh, it's the same thing.
Okay.
What you don't need to talk about how people vote. Is a function of their preference or their choice or their choices, if you like. So, send out messages. Campaigns are meant to what? Send messages to voters to reflect on them and decide whether the message is what they are going to accept or not. So by this time, your party have done all the homework, and you know for each constituency, each group of people, you know what is required, what they require from government, and then you develop message along those lines. I mean, all these things are unnecessary and do not add anything to the campaign for him. Issue of what? Divisive politics, character assassination, propaganda, they all amount to nothing, because campaign basically should reflect the conditions of society and then solutions that are meant to address those conditions. That's it. Anything far of it is not a campaign, but it's simply something else that doesn't, inure to the benefit of whoever is churning those messages out.
Now, bearing in mind or considering the gaffe he committed the first time when he was outdoored as running mate of the flag bearer of the NPP, months down the line and his utterances and his engagements, does it look like he has learned a thing or two from the backlash he received?
Oh, I think that all these things are falling on deaf ears, and he's going ahead with this program and all that. But that program will not help the effort of the party. So the party must call him to order. And those who think that is a good thing, go about it. I'm sorry to say that it will not add to his fortunes. He must what? They have, I'm sure they have messages. And I have no doubt in my mind that they've done all their surveys. They know the messages and all that. You see, in elections, you do what we call the pre-election survey to be able to gauge all the mood and get all the basic facts of each of the constituencies. And you develop messages at national level, regional level, constituency level, and certain constituency-specific messages. All right, you look at specific issues, and how you deal with them. And then you provide what? Answers to some of the questions that you expect that will be posed to you. That I know, then you have a very solid campaign program and you want to execute that. So, please, I think a caution must go to NAPO that tangent will not help him. He must come back to the drawing board and come and look at what the party has gathered in terms of what the problems of various society, of various sections of the society, and then the solution that they have. These are the things that you need to drum home about. I've seen a number of things related to the campaign, not only MPP and NDC as well, but we are talking about the MPP now. So that's it. Issue of people go to social media, it is about campaign songs, dancing, and all those things. They are unnecessary. And they are unnecessary. They play very little role in what? Influencing voter choices.
Yeah.
What really influences the voter choices is the message, the content, and how they resonate with people. Remember, if they, apprise themselves with the work of what done, they said, look, human beings are rational, and they choose messages that they will derive a certain, benefit from. And that is how you develop messages. And then that's how you embark upon campaign. But if you dance, and you dance to people who is interested, the young people in this country are not looking for dances, so they can perform better dance than what they are doing. They are looking for jobs. They are looking for means of livelihood. They are looking for what? Potable water, not water infested with, cyanide and mercury and the rest of them. These are the real issues that must agitate their mind, and not politics of insults, attacks, and divisive politics. They bring nothing to the political table.
Doc, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you making time to talk to us. We're grateful. You had us speak to Dr. Asa Asante. He is a political scientist at the University of Ghana and also the director of the Center for European Studies at the University of Ghana. This is the Morning Star here on Star 103.5 FM.